now, looking at the example of Andy Murray, who has a great forehand, the backhand, he crosses the foot, and then is this what caused him to have a problem with the hip? Is that a matter of operation, or is a matter of fixing the back, or see what happened to the body?
Well, there's a couple considerations. The first thing always is you'd have to establish what caused the injury, because if you operate or take on conservative care and it has some good results, but if you still don't address the issue of what caused the problem, it's only going to happen again.
And what do you think caused the problem?
I think it's an issue of form.
Form? Are you talking about footwork? Are you talking about ground stroke? Because he has incredible stroke. At Wimbledon this year, it was very sad. He couldn't make it through like he did last year because he was hobbling. And he was hobbling on the right side. So this hip, obviously, the one that's having the problem. So tell us what part of the mechanics could have caused such, a problem with the hip.
There's a couple things that have to be considered. The issue is Andy Murray's backstroke, and the thing to focus upon is the position of his right foot, his front foot, and along with the positioning of the front foot is the traction of the front foot upon the court, where a lot of the players, when they hit their backhand, they plant their foot.
Which foot?
The right foot. They're planting their right foot. They're stroking the ball, and they're relieving the pressure on that front foot, which in turn relieves the pressure on the rest of the leg. When I say relieve the pressure, really relieve the traction of the sole of that front foot tractioning against the surface of the court. So by rotating or alighting, simply going up in the air with their stroke, as many of them do, relieves that tension.
Right. What do you think about Serena Williams, which for years has been the best player, is one of the best players ever, that she hits open stance on the backhand and then she just moves the other way, after hitting, so it covers the court, as compared to somebody who goes like this and have to take, like you said, they relieve it over here, but they have to take an extra step, or this way to go back, which takes a lot more time. Which, by the way, I discussed with Jack Kramer. He said open stance is better because you go right back where you go. If you cross your foot, you have an extra step to take. And Jack Kramer, the founder of professional tennis, really, and #1 in the world his time, and one of the best players ever. So anyway, this is interesting. You now compare Murray, to Serena Williams. How will you do it?
Well, Serena Williams' form places no stress upon the
Why is that?
hip.
Face the camera and show it. Why is that?
Well, if she's hitting with an open stance, contrary to Murray, who, again, mindful of the acronym FAIR, his front hip is flexed. It is...
Which way are you hitting? Toward the camera or
Well,
that
I'd
way?
be hitting toward the camera.
Okay, so you have the...
So the foot is turned in.
Yes.
He's stroking the ball. He's flexed at the hip. Foot's turned in. Leg is adducted, in other words, brought toward the center line. Serena Williams is doing just the opposite in all three regards. Her right leg, focusing on that, is not flexed to the degree that Andy Murray's right leg is flexed. Her foot is not turned in, to the contrary, it's turned out. And it's not, her legs are not together or toward the midline, her legs are spread a bit apart. So she's in a much more relaxed position in all regards.
She actually lifts this foot and lets the body rotate with it, while in the case of Murray, he gets more grounded, and then perhaps that gets more torque into the hip. But this is interesting because Serena Williams plays open stance, forehand, and backhand. But at 1 year, she was coached, about 3 years ago, to step into the ball. and she started having problems with the left knee.
Right.
While, she went back to her original, game, and then she doesn't have any like physical problems with the knee. It's very interesting because this happened to her on her forehand only, just from some, misconception or the coaching that thinking that she was going to be more powerful, something like that. But, Andy Murray is a great athlete, and so he's phenomenal, and it's a pity that this hip really impaired him at Wimbledon where he was defending, a championship.
These injuries are predictable, and like everything in life, you have to weigh risk versus reward. And if tennis has great reward in that it's fun, it's energizing, there's good exercise, but if the risk outweighs the reward, in other words, for the recreational player, if in the process of playing you get hurt, well, then you're going to end up leaving the game.
Well, not only talking about Murray, but if the kids are told to turn sideways and hit the ball, and kid also turn sideways and hit the ball, is that natural or is that more artificial way? And also are we impairing them for the future? Could they have injuries in the future? Could they have a misplacement of the bones, like you're saying, as a compensation? Or is it beneficial for them to play more like baseball? I would say in my times, when I played on the tour, we all thinking of going forward. Yeah, well, if you continue going forward, there is no problem with the knee. But with modern tennis, the emphasis is in rotational, not on linear. So when you combine the two, what happens when you combine the going forward with the rotational? I can feel it,
That's exactly what's happening with Andy Murray, where he's stroking the ball forward, but at a point in time he's rotating, and now he is stressing the hip. So it's very predictable, and every time he hits the ball, micro trauma to the hip and other joints.
So let me show here, like modern tennis, if you go like this. Yeah, it's very simple. Tennis is like shopping. You go there, you hit the ball, no tension on your feet, Then the backhand, if it's one-handed, then it's easier to reach it, sideways, right? To reach more. Or if it's two-hander, it's like a forehand with this side. So two-hander is better open stance. So here with this, I can show, I have some wonderful backhands like Federer, Wawrinka, so natural. They go like this, they let the foot rotate to the back to the center. They don't push in too much. It's the other way around. You go backwards a little bit, you get more tossing and more control. Here on the forehand, should be the same way. You find the ball, you pull, like this. And you get rotation. Not only that, the racket works like a whip, so you don't need to press it tight. You let the racket head drop below your hand. They used to say also, keep your racket above your wrist, and that causes hitting more like this, and then more force coming to the wrist and the elbow. So today, you let the ball, whatever the ball is, you let the racket drop below the ball, and you lift it, you get rotation, you get a longer contact, you get more feel. Those are the things that we will be discussing in some more videos that we're going to make. And I'm very happy to have Dr. Barniak, because he's going to let us know what is best for the body. I know about technique, how to, play really well, but he is the expert in the physiology, and he's going to explain more things. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Barniak.